teens, welcome back to Teen Storytime to celebrate LGBTQIAP plus month within our Tales and Tales summer reading program theme. This is Gadam and I'm Alex from Heroes Regional Park Library. Today I want to read you two fascinating biographies. The first biography, All Boys Aren't Blue by George Johnson, and a second biography about Noelle Stevenson, The Fire Never Goes Out. And Gadam is going to help me to read it and listen. So here, good eater of the books. I'm sorry. Okay, let's to read the author known from George Johnson. In writing this book, I wanted to be as authentic and truthful about my experience as possible. I wanted my story to be told in totality, the good, the bad, and the things I was always too afraid to talk about publicly. This meant going to places and discussing the subjects that I often kept away from teens for fear of them being too heavy. But the truth of the matter is, these things happened to me when I was a child, teenager, a young adult. So as heavy as these subjects may be, it is necessary that they are not only told, but also read by you guys, by teens, who may have to navigate many of these same experiences in their own lives. This book will touch on sexual assault, including molestation, loss of virginity, homophobia, racism, and anti-blackness. This discussion at times may be a bit graphic, but nonetheless the experiences that many reading this book will encounter or have already encountered. And I want these readers to be seen and heard in these pages. Introduction. Black queer hair. The story of how I entered the world was foreshadowing. When my aunt first saw my head full of beautiful jet black curly hair crowned from my mother's womb, she ran into the hospital hallway where my family waited. It's a girl, she yelled, to my grandmother's excitement and to my father's slight disappointment. But by the time my aunt got back to the delivery room, I had been fully born. She realized her quick assumption would soon need correcting. Gender is one of the biggest projections placed into children at birth, despite families have no idea how the baby will truly turn out. In our society, a person's sex is based on their genitalia. When our gender is assigned at birth, we are also assigned responsibilities to grow and maneuver through life based on simple checking of those boxes: male, female, black, white, straight, gay. Kids who don't fit the perfect boxes are often left asking themselves what the truth is. Am I a girl? Am I a boy? Am I both? Am I neither? As a child, I struggled mightily with this question, and that struggle continues to show up in various ways through my life. Now, as an adult, I have a much better grasp of sexuality, gender, and the way society pressures us to conform to what has been norm. I understand how this sense of normality doesn't hold a space for those of us who don't fit the aesthetics of what a boy or girl should be, or how a man or woman should perform. Unfortunately, we are still struggling to move the conversation. Got him, yes. Unfortunately, we are still struggling to move the conversation past the assumed identity at birth. And LGBTQIAP plus people are not just fighting for the right to self-identity and they're accepted in a society that predominantly composed of two genders, which would be the bare minimum of acceptance. We are also fighting to survive physical acts of violence. Many of us are not even surviving that. The spectrum of our traumas can be as broad as our identities. I started writing this book with the intention that every chapter would end with solution of all uncomfortable or confusing life circumstances I experienced as a gay black child in America. I quickly learned this book would be about so much more, about overlap of my identities and the importance of sharing how those intersections create my privilege and my oppression. Many of us carry burdens from the traumas of our past, and they manifest in our adulthood. We all go through stages of accepting or struggling with our various identities, gay, straight, or not identified. And race and various other factors play a role in how we navigate them. Many of us are always in a state of working through something, always in a state of becoming a more aware version of self. This book is an exploration of two of my identities, black and queer, and how I became aware of the intersection within myself and in society. How I learned that neither of those identities can be contained within a simple box, and that I enter the room as both of them, despite the spaces and environments I must navigate. In the white community, I am seen as a black man first, but that doesn't navigate the queer identity that will still face discrimination. In the black community, where I more often find myself, it is not the black male identity that gets questioned immediately. It is the intersection with queerness that is used to reduce my blackness and the overall image of black men. Because this is a memoir, I am sharing some of my personal memories with you. These memories are specific to my experience as a kid, teen, and young adult, but they also underline some of the universal experiences of black and or queer people. My struggles are that of black men and queer men and people who exist at the intersection of both identities. That's where the manifesto part comes in. I believe that the dominant society establishes an idea of what normal is simply to suppress differences, which means that any of us who fall outside of their normal will eventually be oppressed. In each chapter of this book, I'll tell you memoirs of my experiences growing up and what I think they mean in a large context of living as a black queer person. So on this point, I just will stop and I will introduce you another biography. And I'm just happy that Garam is laying so quietly and listening. It's very unusual for him to be in this state. In another book, The Fire Never Goes Out, A Memoirs and Pictures by Noelle Stevenson. You probably read her graphical novel, Nimona. She was awarded for that novel and recognized. A letter from the author, and it goes through year by year of her experiences. Got 'em. It is 2009, you're 17 and you're on fire. You have hair that's cut as short as it will go. And it doesn't bother you when people tease you for looking like a lesbian, because you know you're not. You wear bows in your hair and bright colors and dresses over jeans. You know if you think very strongly that you want a boyfriend, that Jesus loves you, that you can hate the sin and love the sinner. You want the world to see you and hear you, but you don't know yet what you're trying to say. It is 2011. You're 19 and you're broken. You don't wear the bows or colors anymore, and you hate everything about you from 2009. You don't know very many things after all, it turns out. You don't have a boyfriend, you don't have Jesus either, and for the first time in your entire life, you're alone inside your mind. And one cold night, a girl crawled into your bed to stay warm, but you're not ready to think too hard about that yet. You're trying to tell the world who you are, but they don't seem to understand, so you pick up a pen and you draw. It is 2012, you're 20 and you're trying to live forever. The world is infinite and it is all in your favor. You are sleeping in couches and meeting strangers and drinking beer you're not supposed to have yet and kissing boys, and it's all comes so easy. You get a tattoo of a star and the boy you like tells you it means you're a lesbian and you laugh about that, but afterward you wear a bracelet over it. It is 2014. It is Valentine's Day. And you're crying because you know that soon you will no longer have a boyfriend. And not only that, but you will never have another boyfriend ever. It is 2015. You're 23 and you have been nominated for an award. You are the youngest person to be nominated for that award, but you find yourself crying in a bathroom. Everyone has been so kind to you and you don't want to disappoint them. You are tired and you are alone. Now when people call you a lesbian, you don't correct them, but the word feels strange in your mouth. It turns out that kissing girls is just as easy as kissing boy. boys, but for some reason you can't kiss her and you don't know why, and you can't stop thinking about it. It is 2016. You're on fire. You hope you will be the one she kisses at midnight, but when she does, everything changes. You explode like a firework, and your heart breaks violently, and out of the pieces something beautiful grows. She folds little paper bird for you, and you make bread together. And you've never been so happy. The world has never been brighter. The world has never been darker. They wear black to pride, and you cried uncontrollably at the joyful music. You worry that they will end it, just as you are beginning. The next day, you tell the world who you are, and you never look back. It is 2019, and you're 26, and you're so tired. The fire keeps burning, but your insides have turned to ash. There are blisters on your feet, and a rattle in your breath, and every night, the end of the world plays out in front of your wide open eyes. You're going to fail. You're going to let everyone down. Your rabbit heart is breaking against your ribs, and you're starting to suspect that you will not survive. It is 2019, and you're alive. The cells of your body are dying and growing again every day, and you're always in the process of becoming something new. You're not sure yet who you will be, but you're ready to find out. You know something a little better now, and your rabbit heart has growing steady, and you're learning to be gentler to that soft girl with the bow in her hair, who is still somewhere inside you. This is her story. This is my story. Noelle Stevenson. Thank you so much for being with me today. We are going to tell you goodbye. Have a wonderful day and read to your tail buddies. Wonderful books. I will see you in the library. Got 'em. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Got 'em. Okay, sorry about this. Bye bye.